Okay, you want to talk about things that bug you? Get it? Bug you?
Aha,
Yeah,
I see what you did there.
we're going to talk about bugs and pests. Pests and irritants, and we're not talking about family members. We're actually talking about true bugs and pests. Cardon Ellis joins us with Unipest, and Cardon, thanks for being here this morning.
All right, excited to be here, man.
Hey, but I know you were coming back on, so I started asking my neighbors what they were having trouble with, and some of the things that they were seeing an
Okay.
increase with pincher bugs, which
Oh,
they're
that's a
like
good one.
all over the place. And why do they show up the numbers they do, and how do you get rid of them?
Okay, so your neighbors would have to live in Newhall or Saugus.
ooh, calling it
Old
out.
Canyon Country.
Yeah,
Old
Saugus.
Canyon Country
Yeah.
has them. Okay, so that's actually an old construction thing. I used to live on Market Street in Newhall, and I had a house built in 1964 that had those cool panels on the side, like those 2x12 panels where there's a little strip and the 2x12, and it was redwood, and that's how they tried to keep houses from rotting back in the day. And I noticed an uptick in pincher bugs as well, so I sprayed the whole entire thing and even injected the walls with a light amount of dust and had thousands come pouring out of the walls.
Wow.
Ooh,
Yeah, what they do is they eat organic debris, and all of the dust and the debris from all the mowers and blowers that gets wedged up underneath in these cracks and crevices can become a food source for them. And so when it gets really moist, like happens during the raining season, you get a huge uptick in these things. And this year, because of all the rain we had, it has been massive. Like massive. The amount of they call them pincher bugs, but their true name is earwigs. They're actually earwigs.
And they don't necessarily. I mean, I've had a couple in my hand. They don't really hurt.
Yeah, they can get you. Those on their thorax, they have the pinchers, hence the term pincher bugs.
Yeah.
And they can get you, and it'll hurt if they get you right in the right spot, like
Yeah.
especially in a crease between the joints.
Yeah.
But generally, yeah, they feel very weird and icky, and they feel kind of like they look just a little bit slimy, but they're a great
Gross.
food source for like black widows and other spiders.
boy.
I
So
feel really itchy right now.
yeah, I was
Right?
not gonna
Shower
say.
time.
Do you ever come home from work, Cardon, and just feel like just so itchy, like you're, or have you gotten used to it now?
Okay, so what? That's a very good question. The only you don't feel itchy because of the grossness of the bugs anymore, because you just get used to it. I mean,
You've made your peace with
it's
that.
like it's like a cop that sees dead bodies, or a detective that stumbles upon a murder scene. I'm sure the first couple times he feels queasy, but by the fourth or fifth, you're like, oh, not whatever. But it doesn't hit you as much, right?
Yeah.
I will say, as a pest control professional, though, I have been in some wild situations.
Oh yeah.
Some wild, like just gnarly. I had a black widow when I was crawling underneath a house to do a termite inspection, fall from the rafter in between the only spot in my shirt and my neck, and I had to smack it by pushing my body up against the roof of the flooring to kill it before it bit me. Yeah, that was gnarly.
Yeah.
That was hardcore extermination. That
You
was
don't have headphones, but I'm playing like Exorcist music right now because
Okay.
this is a horror show for me.
Yeah.
This is
I had a
not-
friend that crawled into a crawl space in La Cañada, and there was a mountain lion underneath there. That was
Somehow
wild.
I would take the mountain lion over the Black
Yeah.
Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look
a
at
bear.
There's your nightmare. You get to see a black widow. You turn around, and then there's a group of snakes under the same house. It is just time to
That
off
happened to me
yourself.
once in Acton.
at
A
that
rattlesnake
point.
underneath a mobile home in Acton. That
how
was freaky.
exciting.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it come after you though, or just give you the warning rattle?
The no warning rattle, visually identified, and fortunately it was far enough away where I was like, woo. But let me tell you, man, you don't realize how slow you are and how fast snakes are until you're
Oh, yeah.
crawling next to. You know what I'm saying? That one
Oh,
was
yeah.
freaky.
Yeah, that would have been a little off there. Well, my wife stopped me from committing arson this weekend because we had a
Oh.
real big bug problem, and I
Bless her.
I got out the flamethrower, and she's like, "What are you gonna do?" I'm gonna get him midair. No,
Dude, that's
no, because
funny.
if you light the eave, the house is gone. But bees seem to be a big problem this year. We didn't have it last year.
Dude, bees and mosquitoes. No, this year with the bees, it's nuts. In fact, after this show, I'm going to remove a beehive by Mountain View Elementary up in Saugus.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of crazy. You know the old phrase, two's company, but three's a crowd?
Okay.
Yeah, well, in the bee world, 2,000 is company, but 3,000 is a crowd.
Really,
And-
just a thousand difference.
Yeah. The reason why we have so many bees this year is because bees, their reproductive cycle is they divide like cells. With human gestation, you know what I'm saying? Mommy and daddy make a baby. 9 months later, an individual or maybe twins pops out, and we slowly reproduce one by one, right? They reproduce in the thousands, and once it gets a little bit cramped inside of their hive, what'll happen is they're comfortable at, let's just say 2,000. By the time they get that 3,000 in there, literally half of the hive, it's called splitting, half of the hive will just form a new queen, and that new queen will fly off and go make a new hive. And have you ever been on one of the soccer fields, like at Clarita Junior High,
Yeah.
or when a bee swarm flies by? It sounds like a pterodactyl or like a 747 just buzzed you. Has that ever happened to you? You've never had that happen in real life?
No, I
Can't say
can't
no.
say that I've
Wait
had the
until-
fortune.
Wait until it happens to you the first time and you hear a bee swarm just go overhead. It's just like the cartoons. And so anyway,
man.
they fly around the valley looking for a new home, and they made Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. I'm still waiting for M. Night Shyamalan's The Bees.
The bees.
Maybe
Okay.
I'll sponsor that one.
All right. So, Cardon, how'd they get a hold of you to get rid of the swarm of bees, or what sounds like B-52s coming overhead?
The simple. It's 661 bug 7575. That is 284-7575.
All right. So we're talking about bees, mosquitoes, pincher bugs, anything
Mountain
that is
lions.
an irritant that's moving around your house, except for your wife and kids. You can come.
Oh, we
and
handle
take
that
care
too.
of.
It's just more
Yeah,
money.
All right. All right, Cardon. Thank you.